All right, quick update from the road with Phil and Zeta Girl. That's Zeta Girl right there. No, I did not get a car upgrade, although it may appear that way. I am in a rental car, not for the best reason. If you follow my Instagram account, you may already know this, that my father passed away recently in the recent few days. And long story short, I needed to get to Georgia, and my car, I don't think would make it to Georgia. Also, if you follow or have been following my journey, you know that my relationship, and I'm not going to do too much looking at the camera right now like I normally. I try to look at you guys and connect with you, but I think I sometimes get my thoughts out a little bit better when I'm just staring at the road, so that's what I'm going to do. But if you follow my journey, you may have heard me talk about my father, saying he's a narcissistic sociopath, and that very manipulative, and that I have had a lot of trauma in my past from my upbringing and how that all was. It doesn't mean that there wasn't love, in our house growing up. I feel confidently that there was, but some people are broken, and it's unfortunate. And it's also unfortunate that my father, we feel, is not a big reason. Like, we feel he's the contributing factor to the passing of my mom as well, and that she was gone too soon because he just drove her to an early grave, essentially. So that being said, not getting too deep into it. Point being, a lot of emotional tangled webs have been around me for a while. I always wanted to get my father's approval somewhere subconsciously in my head. So I gotta have his approval, and I didn't really need that, but it was there. And I talked a big game, saying, I'm not concerned about what he thinks anymore. And, I wasn't acting in a way that he would be, that would, whatever. Like, for instance, if he knew that what I'm saying is I wasn't changing what I did in my life to appease him. I was just wanting to reach a level where it could be like, okay, damn son, you did it. That was like what I wanted. But if I were to have told him that I had a YouTube channel at some point, in our rare conversations that we had, we were only speaking like once every 6 to 8 months or something like that, because he was still manipulating me, and he was not a healthy person to be around, which makes it tough, because there is still love in my heart for him, and is now love in my heart for him, but even back then there was still love in my heart for him. But I couldn't be around him anymore in person. My sister and brother-in-law, they couldn't either, because they have kids, and him being around, it was damaging the kids in a lot of ways. Not physically, never physically, mentally, emotionally. So anyhow, try not to go down that rabbit hole too deeply, but nonetheless, considering the context of this video, I feel like it's important. So, and it's a weird time to talk about when you're someone who puts it out there to the world, like, and I feel like there is a strong community with a lot of you guys, and I want to keep you in the loop on what's going on. I started this channel and called it Real Deal Feel, because I do keep it real. That's just how I've always been. When I was younger, there was white lies, so to speak. trying to skate around and learning how to navigate the world with subpar parenting skills. My dad did teach me very well how to wipe down a vinyl record cleanly, what kind of cloth to use, which way do you wipe it? You don't wipe it this way, you wipe it from the center out. Boom, boom. You go around with this little brush that's made specifically for cleaning LPs. Coffee was the same way. Everything, chilling wine, you had a process to chill wine to a particular degrees, and I think even like different types of wine needed to be slightly different degrees, That's what you get from him. I had a notification from my battery. That's what you get from him, though. It wasn't really, I never had any moments growing up where I felt love from him, really, aside from the fact that, we had a roof over our heads, food, went to school, all that good stuff. We got to watch movies, although we had very strict rules on when we could watch TV, and we couldn't have a TV in our room, and couldn't have a phone, or be on the phone past a certain time, all that stuff. I'm sorry, this is not going to be one of those videos that I edit and do a bunch of shit to, which is, good too. It's good to have these more candid, raw emotion videos occasionally, especially considering the scenario. So I forget exactly where I was, but I'm getting to a point here. Anyhow, yeah, it wasn't, there wasn't any times like that I can really recall, like, at all. Like, I don't recall any times where, like, growing up, whatever, where I would be sitting like in his lap or something, and he would be consoling me or anything like that. It was always, he spoke to me from a place of higher power, in a condescending way or an instructive way. If he wasn't telling me how to do something, or giving me shit, or being mad at me for doing something the wrong way, or not living up to what he envisioned me to be, it is what it is. He wanted me to get straight A's, go to college, get straight A's there, and get some square normal job, and work till I retire, and blah blah blah, white picket fence and all that, cookie cutter, but he was just always so controlling. And I think a big part of the reason that I went down the path I did was because I began rebelling at the age 16 when my sister moved out of the house because she couldn't take him anymore. And I started rebelling a little bit because I think they realized, well, shit, we don't want our other kid to move. So they kind of let me get away with a lot of shit. When I got to be 16, I started getting away with a lot of shit. I still remember I got a new car, and they got me a new car when I was 16. I remember when I got that new car, and during the week, I wanted to go out on a date with a girl that I met. I mean, shit, you're 16, you got this new car, I had a new Mustang. I wanted to get out there and use it to start getting some ass. No, I'm just kidding. I wanted to get out there to fucking, see the world, start living, etc. And normally he would never be cool with that, but he allowed, at that moment, and this again was after my sister had moved out, he said, I went to him and said, listen, I really want to go take this girl out. I know it's a school night, blah, blah, blah. And he kind of sighed, and he looked at me, and he said, well, son, you're an adult man now, or something to that effect. I trust you'll make the right decision. And I knew that meant he's thinking I'm going to be like, no, I should stay home and not do anything and just study and read books and stuff, which, studying and reading books is good stuff, but you don't get your kids to do that shit by instructing them in a, fucking dominant, condescending way. Like, you don't do that. It's not the way to do it, is what I'm saying. There are much better ways. And I'm no parent, but I'm just saying. But that's how he did it. And I don't know. That shit doesn't work. So anyhow, like I was sorry, Zeta girl, we're gonna be there soon. At some point we'll be there. He whatever. I'm not gonna go down the road too deep on that. I'm gonna leave it alone. Because he's gone now, and the one thing that I'm learning is it's really tough, almost impossible. At least that's what I'm feeling. Impossible to hold negative emotions for someone who's passed. I mean, I'm not mad at Hitler. Hitler was a fucking bad dude. Did some fucked up shit. But does anybody hate Hitler right now? And maybe that's not the right way to whatever. I don't know. I don't hate Hitler. I don't hate anybody that's passed away. How do you hate someone that's not here? And I'm piggybacking off of that to say that, whatever. I'll say one more thing. Pretty sure, I think I may have already said, we're all pretty sure that, my dad drove my mom to an early grave. And it's unfortunate because she was the one that I did get that love from. She was the one that I did get those hugs and all the sweet just love from her. So her passing struck me way harder than my dad's did. But my dad's passing is still doing something. But what I'm finally getting to here is that now that he's gone and I'm back in Georgia, it was as soon as I started getting around my old town and being in that area, I'm still like looking at shit, seeing stuff, seeing memories. But as soon as I got back around here, I started really feeling the energy of my dad, the good energy, right? All the bad, a lot of bad, but growing up, there was always something in him that I saw that I knew was good, like the core. And I think it's further establishing my beliefs for me, or further reinforcing my beliefs for me that, we all have a light in our soul that's good and has purpose. But then some of us are riddled with problems, somehow we're riddled with problems, and maybe it's for reasons, to make others stronger, and maybe a big part of his existence was to make me strong in a lot of ways. And man, I could spend so long talking about all this shit, but I'm not going to go that deep. But point being back around here, I started feeling that good energy from him. The more I lean into the universe and spirituality and God, not on a dogmatic way, but just connection with the source that gives life to us all. The more I lean into that, the more I feel my mind is clearing and I don't know. It's really tough to explain, but beautiful to experience. And I will do a video on that stuff at some point. But it's just, I feel the good energy from him and the good energy from my mom. And I've had a lot of tears, and I've been talking a lot, so my voice is fucked up. But the hard part, or quote unquote hard part, whatever, is going to be walking into that house for the first time in a very long time. And definitely the first time since my mom passed. So when we walk in there tomorrow, it's going to be the first time, and it's going to be a lot of tears. But the one thing that I feel confident in my heart is that we're going to be cleansed of all the bad energy. I already feel like I'm very well cleansed of it. I feel like the good energy of him is here with me now, and my mom, and all those that I've lost. But I really feel it with my dad. And so normally I say let the tears flow, but I had to fight that shit because I'm trying to make a video real quick, and then I'm going to get off this shit and carry on my day or whatever. And I believe wholeheartedly you got to let tears flow, let them out. Don't be afraid to look like a bitch. But for the purpose of this video, I'm just trying to keep this shit short and get off of here. So that was not like a fucking whatever. Anyhow, I just felt like I had to come on here and talk to you guys. I'm not getting to do my editing my normal way. Like normally I would hate this fucking sunlight view and I'd reshoot a video. You know, I'm getting better with learning how to be, you know. But the long story short is energy's good back in Georgia. I'm not moving back here, but I will be here more. I know that. I'm gonna find ways to be up here more. Spend time with friends and family. It's so good to see them all. And I saw my second mom, which was the mom of a very good friend of mine. Randomly got to see her. Just the universe working its mysterious magic. And fuck, as soon as she hugged me, man, I was balling. Anyhow, all that to be said, sorry if I'm fucking repeating myself, but the main thing I was trying to get out off my chest is that despite how shitty of a person my father was in so many ways, I always knew that there was something good in him. And I think that this is all part of my awakening experience, is that now I see that. And perhaps if he had passed, you know, 8 months, a year ago, I wouldn't be seeing it this way. I don't know. It just feels like everything's happening for a reason. It feels like things are falling in place. And it's really tough to explain to someone that hasn't lived, you know, through what me and my sister have lived through. But the good energy's here now. The bad energy's gone. It's gonna be tough going through this stuff, but it's also gonna be very cleansing. And I feel confident that on this path that I'm on, I'm going to reemerge a new man. I'm already feeling it every moment of every day. So, I guess the last thing to say is that, you know, we found the news out. I didn't want to go, hold on, turn right onto Red Top Mountain. I did not want to go to my sister's house, and we were initially both kind of like emotionless about it, you know what I mean? Like, you process shit differently when people pass, obviously. But I think I get on 75 here. Fuck, what was I saying? Yeah, so we got. I'm pretty positive I'm turning left here, so that's what we're gonna do, I think. Or wait, no, I keep going straight. What the fuck am I doing? What was I saying? God damn it. Anyhow, excuse my language. And I don't mean that in a vain way. It's just language shit I got to work out. I've been doing a lot better with it, but, you know, fuck. What is the GPS saying? All right, fuck the GPS. I'm just going to drive where I'm at and finish this thought. So, that being, and look at the beautiful scenery. I would show it to you. I'm not going to because it's a lot of work to do. Whatever. This is me in raw form. Fuck, man. Yeah, so my sister, we weren't, the emotion, whatever, wasn't really there. And she was like, well, you want to come over here? And I was like, no, I'm good. I'm hanging out. And the main reason subconsciously for that was I knew that if I went over there, I would drink. And, you know, in reality, now I'm realizing, like, fuck, man, this is extenuating circumstances. So I'm allowing myself to fuck up. But the clarity that I had on that last video that I uploaded, all that shit is still real, and I'm going to get back to it. So please know that if you're a longtime subscriber, I hope you can see it. I hope you can see it in me now that it's different. This is a totally different venture, and grief makes you grow, you know. We got to go through it. It's part of life. Grief makes you grow. Does that mean that drinking IPAs is the way to handle grief? Fuck no. Obviously, there's got to be better ways than that. But it's the way that I dealt with losing Karma. It's the way that I dealt with losing my mom. It's the way that I dealt with losing my buddy Mike. You know what I'm saying? The way... God damn it. Anyhow, all right. That's all. I'm sorry. I really don't know where the fuck I am now. So I'm gonna upload this at some point. But anyhow, you guys, those that are with me, stay with me. It's all good. These tears, it's all cleansing. It's all good. Everything's good. God is good. The universe is good. I'm just gonna keep leaning into it. But I had to give an update and whatever. So I love you guys, and know that I'm well and everything's fine. And I'm in Georgia with family and friends. All right, guys. See you soon.